Hi guys, I'm Ken Mostek. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you stopping in. I hope everybody's doing good today, staying safe out there. My photography business is a small business. It's just me. And like a whole lot of other small businesses out there, we're struggling right now to find work. There's not a whole lot going on. Everybody's kind of staying at home. Nobody's spending any money. So I find myself having to come up with some clever marketing ideas, but also taking some odd jobs. Every once in a while, you got to find something to keep you going, keep you creative. So today I wanted to take you behind the scenes on a photo shoot that I'm doing right here in my messy living room here in my house. I have a friend, Susan Schmidt, and she's a local artist here. And what she does is these fantastic paintings like this. She needs photos of her paintings so that then she can send them off to get greeting cards made so that she can sell them in her shop. So it's one small business helping another small business. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to set this up, and what I'm going to show you is a couple of tricks on how to take photos of paintings without getting any glare. I don't know if you can see, sometimes the paint will really glisten. And so I've got some tips to show you how to take that out, because what we want to do is we want to capture this image in the exact same way that it's been painted, the same colors, all of these little details. We don't want to alter anything. We want it to be exactly how it is. So I've got some tips for you on how to make a great picture out of this picture. And if you really like Susan's work, you think that this is pretty cool, and you'll see the others. She does have a website, and I will put a link to her webpage in the description below. So check that out. Go check out her work. Fantastic. I'm using an LED light, and many of these LED lights will change colors, from a cooler blue to a warmer kind of a yellow orangish color. And I'm going to explain to you why that is and how to control that. I balance my light between daylight and indoor light. So I'm going to go right in between 3200K and 5600K, which is 4400 Kelvin. So a lot of these, I'll have a display on the back which will give you the color temperature right here. Okay, so I'm at 4400K. I can take this dial and I can make it, 3200, which is indoor light. And then I can go all the way up to 5600, which is outdoor light. This is 5600K, and then I'm going to turn this dial all the way to 3200K, and you can see the difference in those colors. Back to 5600K, much more blue, and 5600K, 3200K, it's much more orange yellow, right? So what I want to do is I want to balance those colors. I'm going to turn it to 4400K. And that's right in the middle of the two colors. Okay, so the way that I like to shoot these is in portrait mode. So once you have your camera on your tripod, what you want to do is set this little notch right here in your tripod on your ball head, okay, over to the side. And then you're going to take it like this, go like this so you can see, and set it over here this way, like this. Okay, make sure that everything is good and tight. All of your knobs are good and tight so that that camera isn't going to go anywhere. You could, if you didn't feel real safe about it, you could, tie it down just to make sure. One other thing is to make sure that when you do bend it over, that you bend it over onto the side where a leg is right underneath it, because that helps support it so that you have all this weight on here on this one side. If I were to have this, let me turn this like this, okay? So if I were to have the camera in between two legs, right? That weight, you can see how it's not real stable, okay? So make sure that there's a leg right underneath where your camera is at, and then that way it's nice and steady. It's not gonna go anywhere, and it'll hold that weight. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I've got this white piece of foam board here, and I'm going to use this as my backdrop for the paintings which I have right here. Sorry, I have to look down like this because the camera's so low. So all I'm going to do here, I'm just going to roll this gaff tape like this, right? Just like that. You just have a nice little roll, okay? And on the back of these, each one of these, I'm going to put a piece of tape down as close to the corner as possible. And you don't really want to stick it on there really hard. Obviously, I don't want to damage the print. It's not mine, right? It's my client's. So I've got to be very careful with it. Now, gaff tape is great because it'll stick to a lot of things, but you have to be careful because it is very sticky. So when you go to take this off, be very, very careful when you're taking it off. Peel it off very slowly, and that way you won't damage the product, you won't hurt the paper. I'm going to gaff tape all the way around this, and then we're just going to stick it right into the middle of our foam board, and then we're getting close to ready to shoot. What we want to do is we want to make sure that all of the corners are down and level, and that, you know, it's as flat as it possibly can be on the foam board. So I'll go with the top, and I'm going to stick this down, but I'm not going to I don't want to stick it hard to the foam board. Just try to lay it out as flat as possible all the way down. Okay, if it does have some bend in it, a little bit, that's okay. As long as it's as close to flat as possible. And I'm not pressing down hard. I will take these into post-production afterward. You know, I'll edit out the foam board and the edges and do a little bit of straightening. So it doesn't have to be exactly perfect on the foam board because I'm going to take care of that later in post-production. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to set your painting where you're going to take your photo. And here's a little tip for you. And this is what I was talking about earlier with taking the glare out of the paint that's in the actual photo. It's the same kind of trick that you can use in portrait photography when you're taking someone's photo and they have glasses on and you're getting a reflection in their glasses. The trick is to tilt it. So tilt their glasses down just a bit to knock that reflection down. We're going to do the exact same thing with this painting. So what I have here is just a couple of little felt strips that I got out of my wife's fabric room. No big deal. You can use string, you can use whatever you can think of. Just tape this down right here, and then I'm going to take my painting and I'm going to take the foam board as back as far as I can. Okay, so obviously it won't. Hold on one second. Flip you around to this side so that I can explain it with two hands. It's a little bit easier. So what you want to do is take some gaff tape, okay, just like this. And again, you don't want to be it's really sticky, so you got to be very careful with it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foam board as far back as I can get so that it's as straight as possible. Okay, again, it's not going to stay how it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little fabric piece here like this. It's not going to be in the photo, so it's no big deal. And I'm going to lean probably by about an inch or so the painting forward, okay? And then tape that down, just like that. All right, and then that's gonna hold that there. I'll do the other one right here on this side just to make sure that it's gonna stay. What I'm doing is just cutting down that glare, just like you would with glasses. If you tilt them down just a little bit, that will help take some of that reflection out of there. I have my camera set up right here. Of course, again, I'm on portrait mode and my painting's over there. My light source is right here and everything is ready to go. My settings are, I'm at 1/6 of a second. I'm at f8 because I want to make sure that everything is nice and sharp in there. And my ISO is 125. I want to make sure that there isn't any grain in there. I want to make it as clean as possible. In fact, I'm overexposed, so I'm going to make it 1/13 of a second. Okay. I'm at a 2-second timer because when I press that button, I don't want to move the camera at all. Right. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna. Okay. And then I'm going to take a second one just to make sure. And that's it. Now all we have to do is do the rest of the paintings. There's probably, I don't know, 6 of them or so. Hey guys, I just want to interrupt this video. So I was going to take you through the entire editing process after you take photos of these paintings, but then I realized that it was going to be really long. So what I decided to do was to make a second video just on editing of these paintings. So be sure to check that out. In the meantime, please go down, subscribe to my channel, and like this video on how to shoot these paintings. I would really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video where I will take you through the editing process. Thanks for watching. See you later.